Welcome to the second episode of our series on how to find your soulmate. On this episode today, we are talking on looking outward. What it means for me when I was getting into the relationship that led to the marriage is that I got to that point where after I knew myself, I started thinking about how I want my life to be and how I envision my future to be in entirety. Again, this is not to say that things don't change, but at that point, I told myself, this is the kind of person that can fit into the kind of vision that I want. This is the kind of attitude of person that can fit into the kind of vision that I want. And that was very important for me. And my wife might have a different opinion, but for me, I think that was the next stage of my life that stood out pretty much in getting into the relationship. What do you think?
Early on in my youth years, I just wanted a relationship. And then over time, I got to know that some things, even if I didn't know what I wanted, I definitely knew what I did not want.
Can you say that again?
Even when I did not know what I wanted, I definitely knew what I did not want. So I wouldn't say like I had a list, but I had like an idea of the kind of person I was going to marry. I was going to marry a spiritual person, somebody I could pray with. That was somebody that was a Christian, somebody that, we could do this together, somebody that was kind, somebody that was caring, somebody that put family first. I just had an idea. So nobody's going to actually, fit your 10 over 10.
Because I was going to ask you when you started saying all this, that did that really fit into all of these categories?
Definitely no. I would say that you fit at least 70%. The things that like were the remaining 30%, they were not really like, quarters. They were not things like it was doing some things that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to try to change him in marriage. But just minor things I could overlook.
Absolutely. And I think that that makes sense, because I was going to ask you where you were saying that I'm very sure that I didn't meet up all these criteria that you mentioned. But when you look at it again, by the time you start looking outward towards the kind of person that you want in your life, based on the kind of life you want to live, then you also need to categorize what is important. People call it deal breakers.
Deal breakers.
What are the deal breakers? For example, maybe you don't like smoking for the life of you. Now you should know that that is a deal breaker. So when you are looking for other categories and you find someone with a whole lot of things and smoking is included, it is a no-brainer. Nobody needs to tell you like,
you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, this is not a thing.
To be sincere, ladies just feel like they can change people in marriage. Know what you are getting into before going into marriage. Don't think you are going to get in marriage and start changing somebody. It's really, really, really very difficult. Don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, even though things change when you get into marriage, that doesn't mean you should go into it with the mindset that when you get there is when you will change the other person. My takeaway for this episode is, when you're looking outward, your goal here is to identify things that are important to you as you carry on with your life.